One bad exam result, one rejection email, one harsh comment from a parent or a boss, and some people fall apart for weeks. Others go through the exact same thing and somehow bounce back stronger every single time. The difference isn't luck. It's not talent. It's not even confidence. It's something psychologists call mental strength. And here's the part nobody tells you. It's not something you're born with. It's a skill, which means it can be trained, exactly like a muscle. In the next 7 minutes, I'll show you the exact psychological habits that separate mentally strong people from everyone else. Habits you can start using today. But before that, if you actually want to build a stronger mind, hit subscribe right now. Every week, I break down real psychology you can apply to your actual life. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Let's get into it. Let's clear one thing up first. Mental strength does not mean never feeling scared, hurt, or anxious. Mentally strong people feel all of that. The fear before an interview, the sting of criticism, the anxiety before results day. The difference is what they do after they feel it. Psychologists define mental strength as your ability to manage your emotions, thoughts, and behavior, no matter what's happening around you. So it's not about controlling your circumstances. You can't control an unfair boss, a difficult family member, or a tough economy. It's about controlling what happens inside your head when those things happen. We're wired to run from discomfort. It's basic survival instinct. But mentally strong people train themselves to do the opposite. Think about it. The student who forces themselves to study for 1 more hour when they'd rather sleep. The person who finally has the hard conversation instead of avoiding it for years. The one who takes the harder job instead of the safe one everyone expects them to take.
Psychology calls this stress inoculation. Small, controlled doses of stress build your tolerance for bigger stress later, just like a vaccine builds immunity. Every single time you push through something uncomfortable, a hard conversation, an early morning, a difficult task, your brain quietly updates its belief about what you can actually handle. Try this today. Pick one uncomfortable thing you've been avoiding, a phone call, a conversation, a task, and just do it. That's your first rep. Here's something huge. Most of the time, it's not the situation that breaks us. It's the story we tell ourselves about it. This comes from cognitive behavioral psychology. It's not the event that controls your emotions. It's your interpretation of it. I got a B instead of an A? That's a fact. I'm not smart enough. I'll never be successful. That's a story. And it's the story that destroys people, not the grade. Sound familiar? How many times has one offhand comment from a relative or one comparison on social media spiraled into "I'm not good enough" in your head? Mentally strong people pause and ask themselves, is this a fact? Or is this just the scariest story my brain came up with? That one question can stop an entire spiral before it even starts. You've probably heard of the famous marshmallow experiment. Kids who resisted eating 1 marshmallow immediately in exchange for 2 later. Decades later, researchers found those same kids had better grades, better emotional control, and stronger relationships as adults. Sounds a lot like the choices we make every day, doesn't it? Scrolling social media for another hour versus finishing your work. Spending on something you don't need versus saving for something that actually matters. Snoozing the alarm versus getting up and starting your day with intention. Every time you choose the harder, long-term option over the easy, short-term comfort, you're literally strengthening the same mental muscle mentally strong people have built. It's not about having unlimited willpower. It's about practicing the choice again and again until it becomes who you are. Here's an uncomfortable truth. A huge amount of mental weakness comes from caring too much about what other people think. Mentally strong people have done the internal locus of control, believing your life is shaped by your own choices and actions, not by outside opinions or circumstances. People with a strong internal locus of control recover from setbacks faster and handle criticism with far more stability. The shift to make. Instead of asking, "What will people think?" start asking, "What do I actually believe is right for me?" This might be the single biggest difference between mentally strong and mentally fragile people. Weak thinking says, "I failed this attempt, so I am a failure." Strong thinking says, "That attempt didn't work. What can I learn for the next one?"
This is the foundation of what psychologist Carol Dweck called the growth mindset, the belief that your abilities can be developed through effort, not that you're permanently smart or not smart, capable or not capable. People with a growth mindset don't fear failure, they collect it. Every setback becomes information, not a verdict on their worth. Next time something goes wrong, an exam, an interview, a relationship, try replacing "I failed" with "That's useful information." Watch how differently you respond. Let's bring it all together. Mental strength isn't something you're either born with or without. It's built through 5 specific habits.
Seeking discomfort on purpose, separating facts from feelings, delaying gratification, detaching your worth from other people's opinions, and treating failure as data, not identity. None of these require special talent. They just require repetition. The same way you'd build any muscle. You don't become mentally strong overnight. You become mentally strong one uncomfortable choice at a time. If this video gave you even one thing to start working on, do 2 things right now. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next psychology breakdown, and comment below telling me which habit you're going to start with today. See you in the next one.